Well, it's time for the big boys, I think. I think it's the last parcel of the week. Maybe a while. I did have a dry period, although you won't have seen it because of all the bits of video that I throw together to make one up. Alright, crash protection packaging. Take note, many a eBayer. Right, so we have here on the back of my previous ones, Norfolk and Southern again. The usual find, and these are going to be third radius beaters for us in the UK, if they're like my previous ones. I thought they were the same as the other set of box cars I got the other week, but these are the high cubes, generally used I believe for auto parts. Turn the old ring light off because it's just glaring back. So they are a bit of a monster. Some will just about go around the English third radius curve, which to the Americans is 21 inches where yours is 22. So these are roughly, they're about a foot long in scale form. So about on par with a coach. An English coach, but I think the radius, I think these are normally minimum 22. 21 is a bit of a squeeze, but they will go round. Low friction, non-magnetic, needlepoint metal axles. It's not the problem, it's where the wheel truck hits the knuckle coupler mould. But they cost me the same amount of money as the previous lot, £29, which is it's been took off £29.25 on here on an old price list. That's probably been third or second hand in UK money. So they're getting on for the size of an auto rack. What have we got here? 86 feet. Well, an auto racks, I think they're 89 or 91. Minimum radius 24-inch recommended. So, just had to put Susanna on pause because Royal Mail have delivered the last package of the week, which has come pretty quick because I won this latter part of the week. If it's what I think it is. If it isn't, I don't know what the hell it is. I just literally shut the door to stop the dog coming in, and he's at the door making his husky noises. So unfortunately they no longer have the original boxes. Not that that's the be all and end all, but it does mean higher risk of damage. So I will just get them out of their packaging. I zoomed in a little bit for this one, so we've finally got a centre beam. These are American. It has been weathered and someone's gone to the trouble of stringing cord to create the retaining of the timber loads that these are normally used for, which as you can see the dummy loads there. They've even gone to the trouble of putting like the little corner pieces on to protect the tops. Quite painstaking, and it is weathered. All the way through. They've even weathered the underside. So it was quite nice, and everyone else thought so, unfortunately. So the other one was, there is one step missing off of this, or broken off, which is the wire, which could be replaced. This is obviously a later model with the detailed etched footplate above the coupling. Again, nicely weathered. Underside detail. And the doors with the separately fitted handrails on them. Got to be careful I don't pinch that one and crack them. So very nice. And I did finally win them, but they did cost me, well, with the shipping, £60. And then when you consider a Bachman piece of rolling stock would have been equally as expensive, I've sort of paid a bit of a premium because they're weathered, I guess. That sort of attracted more than one bidder. But they look okay. Apart from that little step, there's nothing else really wrong with them. This is the same guy I did say on chat the other night. He had some tank cars, which is something I do struggle to find. He had 3 F&R tank cars and they made £91. And there weren't nothing done to them, they were just straight as you buy them. But I have looked at all of the main shops and no one seems to have any. They do the old school ones from sort of like the post-war period, but nothing relatively modern. So these will give me a benchmark to try and weather mine to a degree. The only unusual thing about this being that weathered is there's no graffiti on it. Well, Spalding Tyne Train Fair. A little side trip after the fair was to go and collect some railway items. 4 railway chairs, a few bolts, gonna need a few more. And the chap also had this, which is a shunt signal, I believe. That would rotate on a mechanism to allow you to pass a set of points or a shunt area. I got that for a tenner. These cost me 60 squid. I have a project in mind for these in the future, and we have a bag with some goodies we'll cover shortly. So a few bits from Spalding Fair this week. It is getting a bit hard to find good deals or train stuff. They seem to be getting a bit thin on the ground. There's a lot of mixed die-cast cranes, lorries, tractors, Hot Wheels stuff. You name it, it's there. Even some more bizarre stuff like hand-painted, plaster-made fantasy animals and stuff. Not really what I go there for. So I got this off a chap who normally sells clothing there. £6.50, which is £2 cheaper than most other places. And I got a Volvo off him. He was doing them on offer at £4 instead of £4.50. A lot of the sort of 80s, 90s cars, there weren't anything. They were all, as per usual, the Oxford die-cast. Not a very good range after the 1960s. I got the pair for a tenner. And another store. Had some odds and ends. I got the 1 tree. There was another chap doing similar ones, but like O gauge size, for like a pair for £7, but they just didn't look. They didn't scale right, and they were those same sort of artificial looking knock type trees. He also had this. Hopefully it's all there. It's a extending skelly trailer for containers, so hopefully I can pick up some more American style tractor units and use that as a trailer for the containers. And there's one by, I want there's another one of these trucks with a bit sort of off period for me for the steam era, but it is what it is. It was a Haygates flour tanker. Looks a little bit sun faded from being in the box, possibly in someone's window. But I have 2 of these now. I'm going to do the Haygates flour mill or a representation of it from the local one at Downham Market. So for the steam period, and do something around, you know, a flour mill by a railway that happens to be Haygate. And the rest of the deal was the most expensive, but in terms of what I paid for them, it was bloody cheap compared to eBay, let's say. I could take these and more than double my money, even with their fees took out. But as you know, the hunt for good priced MGRs is a bit of a rarity. So let's have a look. 3 guesses what they are. Well, I know, I've already told you. So they are, here's the bad one. If it focuses, there's a hook missing. Oh dear, end of the world? No, not really. And one's even got a coupling missing. As you can see, they are the newer style NEM fitted ones that go for £20+ on eBay. They're the Barry ones. I don't know who Barry is, but thanks all the same. Some of them are anyway. Some of them have these hopper tops put on them, but yeah, there's 2 that need, well, one needs a coupling up and the other one needs the NEM insert. He had a tray full, and if you've seen, that's how much they were. And I thought, 10 quid's top end. Well, 8 quid's my normal price, but being these are the new ones, and I know for a fact that the starting bid on eBay for these is £12, and they always go 17, 20, 25 pounds. I don't know who pays that, because it ain't me, but they weren't just the little, there's there. Come here, there's more. 17. So, a chunk of money, but it does pretty much finish off what I need. So I said, how much for all of them? So we hummed and he hard, and I said it will be cash, because paying credit card was an option, but he has to go outside, leave his stall unattended. So he comes back 150 quid, and I thought that's exactly where I thought it should be. So I'm 150 quid lighter, but given that I sold 2 locomotives for £20 each, £40, and I sold a Hornby Tornado train set that I won in a competition from Rails of Sheffield for £100. These have actually cost me, out of my own pocket, £10. So I mean, the locos I'd had donkey's years, so I think that's a result. I'm happy, even though I've now got to find a NEM socket.